Hey there, Song Swap Showdown listeners. Do you need a serious jolt to kickstart your day? Whether you're about to conquer your next hike or you're just trying to survive your Monday morning, I want to tell you all about Cardiac Attack Coffee. That's right, this is the coffee that's sure to get your heart pumping. And you know how serious Amanda and I each take our coffee. So Cardiac Attack Coffee is bold, flavorful, and single origin. It's roasted in small batches to deliver the perfect cup every time. Whether you like it light, medium, or dark roast, these guys have got you covered. Oh wait, and did I mention their cold brew packs? Making cold brew at home has never been easier. Founded by three friends with a passion for coffee, they perfected the art of a strong cup that'll fuel even the biggest thrill seekers. And no worries, no heart attacks here, just a whole lot of energy and flavor. You can get it over at cardiacattackcoffee.com or find them at local spots in New Jersey like Coronado's in Brick or Pulp in Asbury Park. Plus, they've got some killer merch too, t-shirts, mugs, and more. Ready to amp up your mornings? Head over to cardiacattackcoffee.com and fuel your adventure. And before you check out, make sure you use the code Song Swap Showdown for a 15% discount. That code once again is Song Swap Showdown, and use that to receive a 15% discount on your order over at cardiacattackcoffee.com.
Chris and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, let's review time. Music's their love, their niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Chilling it on the socials neat. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. My name is Chris Baglio. I am one of two of your co-hosts today, and I am joined by that witch.
I was curious how you were going to say it this morning.
That witch. Miss Amanda Sharp.
Good morning.
I love it that you changed your name to that witch today.
Well, Dave was my inspiration, so I should have been that zombie girl last week. So I'm like, I'm going to be that witch this week. Yes, I am.
I like it. I like it though. It's good. It's fitting for today's episode. Well, once again, guys, welcome to the show. If this is your first time checking out Song Swap Showdown, well, hey, how the show works is that me and my awesome co-host, Miss Amanda Sharp, each swap 3 songs with each other that we may or may not have heard before, and then we will rate those songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records. Such a complicated system of rating music. So complicated. With 1 record being a hard pass. Skip it. That's a skip it. It's like you instantly hear the note and you hit skip.
Yes. Oh, there are just some opening notes that are instant skippage, right?
Total instant skippage. And then 5 records. If it gets a 5 record rating, well, hey, we consider that heavenly music to our ears. That's right. Heavenly music to our ears, going on our eternity playlists, which is a song we can listen to forever and ever. We can never get sick of it. We can't. It's it. It's a favorite song. It's a favorite tune. Can't get sick of it. And you may say, well, what is, we get this a lot too, Amanda, because I want to clarify this.
Okay,
so
let's clear
first
up
of all,
anything.
number one is, how do you guys pick the songs? Well, that's pretty easy. At the end of every episode, we spin a wheel of themes, and whatever that lands on determines that following week's theme. We're in the middle of doing a whole Halloween. We're at the start of it. Last week we did zombies. We'll get to today's theme in a bit if you haven't seen the title already. But the other question I'd like to answer is, what do the other ratings mean? You guys got 1 record to skip, 5 records, heavenly music. What does 2, 3, and 4 mean? Well,
it's
Amanda,
up to you to interpret, really, because
there you
our
go.
scale is our scale, right? 1, we're giving you the baselines here.
Mhm.
1 is boo, 5 is woohoo,
Right.
and in between is just But what we all agree on is 3
Hmm.
is like that average. Like, hey, I don't hate it, I don't love it, so like I'm gonna nestle it
Yeah.
at a 3.
Well-
and a little above that is like better than average, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like we all agree on that, but that 2 range is usually controversial, though.
Yeah, it is. It can be controversial for sure. And one of the things I did, I said, you know what? Because we have our interpretations of this, but
We do.
I wanted to know what the robot thought of it. So I went on
Ooh.
to ChatGPT and it
Look at that.
computed all the data about our show. And I asked it to explain our show to us, and it actually was really spot on. It was spot on. But I said,
Wow.
how would you explain the record breakdown, our rating system to somebody? And I thought it was a pretty good interpretation of our rating system. So here's what
Okay.
ChatGPT
Give it to me.
would explain to somebody how our rating system works. So here's the breakdown of the scale. It says 1 record, lowest rating, indicating the song didn't resonate at all.
Okay, that's fair.
Doesn't resonate.
Doesn't resonate.
As we say, it's a skip. 2 records, a sign that a song had some redeeming qualities but wasn't particularly enjoyable.
I think that's very fair, and we've explained that to people.
I think we have. I mean, I feel like that's a very, very simple way of putting it.
Where we say it's only gotten a 2 because of some redeeming qualities. So I
Right.
think that's a really good term to use. Okay.
So a 3 record
All right.
says a solid rating,
Okay.
meaning the song was decent and enjoyable, but not extraordinary.
I think that's the definition of average.
Middle of the road, right?
Yeah,
It
middle
was
of the road
mid.
there. Yeah.
Wasn't horrible. Wasn't awesome. It was decent and enjoyable. I like that. Okay.
Very good.
The 4 records,
Okay.
a very good rating, showing that the song was highly appreciated and stood out as a great choice.
I dig it.
Right?
Okay.
And then, of course, 5 records, which we have always said is heavily music to our ears, going on our Eternity playlist. It says the top rating reserved for songs that are absolutely loved and considered excellent.
All right. So listen, ChatGPT, I don't think failed us this morning. I think that's a very, very easily understood range. Record meter.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it explained the interpretation of our rating scale. And so for all of you out there listening or watching who have always been like, how does the scale between 1 and 5 work? Yes, it's subjective, obviously up to the judges, our interpretation, but that's typically now, I feel like hopefully that's cleared the air a little bit for
Absolutely. And when we say
our community.
our
4 years
ratings,
later.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're saying our interpretation, it's we are including you in this community. This is interactive. We want to know everyone's rating for every song that we review on this show. So we want to know where it nestles in for you between 1 and 5 records each show.
Absolutely. Yeah. So play along to the game of Song Swap Showdown where you could do this at home. We gotta
All right.
come up with a card game.
I was just going to say, should
Yeah.
we develop a game?
I think we should
Dave?
develop a card game. Song Swap Showdown, the game.
You know what this is
A card
this
game.
This is what I think. For those new listening to this show, we have some amazing, serious followers. 2 of them at least.
We have 2 really amazing.
Dave and Ian, I feel like you should just take over Chris and I's career with this show. And you tell us. I feel like they would get it done. They would come up with the Song Swap Showdown card game. They would come up with all of our places that we have to be, all of our gigs, all of our sponsorships. I think they would be the most amazing managers of this show. And I feel like they've earned that position because they know just as much about us, I think, as we do.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like that they are very astute to the personalities of the show and have played the show very well. Like if this was Jeopardy, I think Dave and Ian would crush.
They would be the winners of it.
Yeah. Oh, and look at this. Fork Boy, check it in. Sorry I'm late, witches.
So now I feel like Chris's rating is going to get a little harder on me today because Tony walked into the room.
Might be. Card Swap Showdown. Deal me in, Dave says.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Let's do this. Amanda.
Yeah. Yes.
What is today's theme? Because we are doing the entire month of October is our Halloween spooky season theme shows. So every Monday from now to the end of the month, it's all spooky themed stuff. Last week we did zombies, which everybody had a great time with. We had fun with.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to love listening to the replay and the on-demand version. But Amanda, what is today's spooky theme?
We spun the wheel and the wheel spoke, and we are, if you haven't caught on already with all of the witches talk, we are doing songs all about witches or curses or spells, all things witch. So it should be a fun-filled episode. To your point, Chris, last week's episode on zombies was a blast. Very, very well watched, according to our analytics.
Yeah, according to the analytics, we computed the data, and
everyone likes zombies, apparently.
Everybody likes zombies, and you guys have shown up. So, if you know a friend who likes zombie stuff, send them last week's episode, because everybody seemed to really enjoy that one. We've got some great, great tunes, I think, all set up for today. Amanda, your playlist was so vibey. You brought the witch vibes this week.
Oh my God.
Very vibey. You had a whole thing going on. Like, I felt like your playlist was a soundtrack to like an episode of like True Detective, Occult Edition, which, well, I guess they're all occult, kind of have a spin to them, but like, or like, CSI Witch Hunters. I don't know. Like it had some serious, you were vibing this weekend. I like the jazzy notes, the folky indie folk. You brought it this week in a way I did not expect it. I know you're going through a jazz era right now too. So
let me break down.
Explain your playlist.
Let me break down this playlist. There was 2 inspirations this week. So first and foremost, I don't know if anyone has been on Rug Talk on TikTok.
Wait,
anyone?
What?
Rug Talk? Okay. Oh my gosh, Chris Vaglio.
I'm sorry. I listen, I don't have 1 million followers like you do on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok megastar like you are.
All right, let me tell you about Rug Talk.
Tell me about rug as a rug, as a like the carpet or rug?
A carpet rug. Okay, so first,
Rug
I'm not
Talk.
talking about the other Rug Talk that I love, where they clean carpets. Like, and I'm mesmerized by like 5 minutes of cleaning carpets.
So it's like what, the ASMR or whatever?
But that's not the Rug Talk I'm referring to this week. Oh, no. This Rug Talk is Chris Vaglio. There was a lady putting a fence in her yard. They dug a hole for a fence post, found a rug. Buried rug.
Like really buried in there.
Like 24 inches or so down. Like,
that's
who buries a rug? So everybody on TikTok was like, shh.
Usually when you're wrapping a body or something.
Boom, you got it. So everyone was like, you need to call the cops. And she was like, no, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was like, no, you need to call the cops. Who buries a rolled up rug?
Unless they're trying to hide something.
Right? So she did so. Oh boy. I mean, this was in real time.
You have to send me the link.
Oh my gosh, I will. And so we were all waiting for updates. Like, it was like waiting for the next episode of your favorite true crime podcast.
Ooh.
And I mean, it was amazing. I was literally trying to blow up a balloon arch while refreshing my TikTok, waiting for these updates from Katie. It was crazy. And so the cops came, CSI came, coroners were there, and they did this massive dig.
And this was real.
This is real life. They did this massive dig. They put up the tent. You're like, oh, we know what's going on, because 2 cadaver dogs.
And they
both sat. 2 different dogs, 2 different companies. They both sat where they found the rug.
And
there was no body.
Oh!
There was no body. Now,
although I shouldn't be sad. I mean, it's probably good that they didn't find a body, but still,
exactly. 2 things here.
It's like Al Capone's vault all over again.
Yes, like, I'm so glad there was no body, but there was no body.
And so it was just a rug rolled up and put into the ground.
But you know what? Let me tell you something.
So maybe it was an elaborate prank from many years ago that somebody said, we're going to roll this up and somebody's going to find it, and I think there's a body in here.
So let me tell you something. They took the rug with them, though, for evidence.
Okay.
So what I think, no body. And I shouldn't say that again, so like disappointed. But there was.
What's why I said I played the sad trombone music, and I'm like, should I really be playing the sad trombone music? I mean, it's probably good there's no body, but at the same time, like.
But if there was a body, it would have been good that it was discovered instead of like just sitting there, right? So, they took the rug for evidence. So I feel like, because she's just been broadcasting this, there could be way more to this development that they're just keeping very hush-hush because she was telling the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel I am not prepared to accept that there's nothing to this rug. Nothing to this rug. There has to be something to this rug. So I was in that vibe. And so my Halloween was already like on a like high scale because it's October, but then the rug talk.
Right.
And then I had my Halloween or my fall festival this weekend too. So I was feeling all the vibes. So I'm glad you noticed the vibes because that is a whole lot of rug talk and festival making that brought those 3 songs out. That was so long to explain how I got to my list this week.
Can you imagine the algorithm though? The algorithm must have been blowing up for that. Like it must have been recommended in so many people. Oh man, TikTok is a black hole.
It's crazy. Well, and then the person posting it, Katie's like, so am I just seeing this algorithm or is this really the algorithm right now? Am I the algorithm? We're all like, you are the algorithm. Millions.
You are the algorithm.
And she gained over 2 million followers in like 2 days.
Wow. All this to get to Amanda Sharp's vibey playlist, witchy vibes playlist.
I'm so sorry. This is what I do, you guys. You know that if you're a listener.
This is what happens. This is what happens. Yeah. If you're a listener, you know exactly what happens here. So, all right. And I felt like my list to you was pretty solid.
You know what?
I ran it by Rachel, and she signed off. She co-signed on the list. So
spoiler alert, I enjoyed it as well. I really enjoyed it. I think all 6 songs really are a vibe collectively. It just wasn't my 3. I think all 6, and it runs right into the zombie music from last week, which was all very good last week. We were in the spirit of giving good record scores last week. So I suspect this may be the same this week.
Yeah. All right. So let's dive in 20 minutes into the show.
Sorry.
Let's dive into the music. Why are you apologizing? This is what we do. We're on a radio. We're on the radio. We have airtime to fill. So we got to fill it. We got to fill it with some quality entertainment. All right. So let's begin. Who is going first this week?
You know, you went first last week, and while I really love my first song,
should we let the audience pick?
Oh, sure.
Audience, community. Who should go first this week? Me, Chris, or Amanda? That witch. That witch. What do you guys think? Who should go first? We have to give it a little time with the live stream because
I'm really good with either. I just always get excited about my list, and I'm like, you go first because I want to hear my songs over.
I don't have any Jeopardy music to play. Oh, wait. Yeah. Amanda, don't want her curse. That's what Tony is saying. He doesn't want a curse.
Well...
Oh, yeah, I could do feeding the ducks.
Witch. Okay. Papa Vaglio coming in with... Okay.
Here's some vibe music. The witch. All right.
I think some of our community has spoken.
I think so.
Ooh, but I'm enjoying the vibe
of
this. What you got going on here?
Feeding the ducks. Out of the StreamYard collection.
Is this feeding the ducks?
It's literally called Feeding the Ducks.
Feeding the ducks.
Not feeding ducks. Feeding the ducks.
I like feeding the ducks. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Community has spoken. Amanda, you're going first this week.
Okay. So I am going to do Chris's first song to me, which is My Girlfriend is a Witch by October Country.
Yes.
Now, let's just get it out of the way. They were a very short-lived thing.
They were one of those bands that existed, operated in the mid to late 60s.
Yeah. That
really kind of came and went. And this was really their only big hit. However, and I'm sure you did some of the research on it, because this is the only song I actually knew from these guys. And then I wound up listening to the full record. So it's been on like some playlist mixed for me for a while.
Uh-huh.
But it was amazing to see some of the Steven Spielberg connection here.
You know, that was very interesting. I'll let you go into it. But, I mean, for being so short-lived and being so in the past, I mean, many, many decades ago, there 24 million downloads on this song. And just on Spotify. I mean, I think that's pretty good. And the album is a short, quick listen. Incidentally, just about the same as their career.
Yeah, it really is. It was just one of these things that just sort of happened, you know, like, and this was a lot of like the bands from that era, you know, that mid to late 60s, like the bands did not last very long. You know, some of them just kind of came and went, and like today. I mean, it happens all the time,
Yeah.
but you know, but it's always great. Like you get the one hit one. This is the kind of stuff that I love to go after. Like I am the person that goes right for the garage rock stuff, the little known. Like yesterday, I went to the punk rock flea market in Asbury Park.
Oh, fun.
Lots of great records there, and all I was looking for was like the 60s garage rock stuff comps, and I love that stuff, and nobody ever buys that stuff except for me, which is great. So it's always there, and it's always like a nice price. And so October Country is sort of like a band that would fit in with like this is what I'd be looking for.
Okay.
This is what I'd be looking for.
They have I feel like if the Beatles wanted to go Halloweenish, this is kind of a sound they would have had.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because it's like this late 60s sound, the psychedelic rock is always so synonymous with like Halloween-y type of spooky, and I think it just lends itself with like the sound, and a lot of times like you get the Farfisa organ or like the hand, like in those that sound seems to like go with Halloween.
It's
or
so
spookiness.
And I wonder why that is. Is it because traditionally it was that Munsters sound or that Addams Family sound, and we were trained to think that and associate this sound with that, which became Halloween? Or was this a Halloween feel before it was like brainwashed into us to think that, do you think?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with like the surf rock culture also sharing similar vibes, and that sort of becoming associated with like the Munsters theme is like basically it's a surf song, you know, like it's surf rock. And so I think things like that, for whatever reason, like even when you go back to Scooby-Doo, like any of that spooky stuff, they always seem to like want to keep it light, so they would use like surf music, and it was even a lot of the surf bands today have like a horror like spin to them. Like they all have, you know, they dress up. It's like like in even Jersey City, there's like a band called the Draculas, and like they got a horror theme, and it still seems to be very like predominant in surf rock, psychedelic trash rock, you know, like that's what they
I just feel like somebody did a good job linking this to something that then I think became the face of that sound.
Yeah.
So I guess if I lived in the 50s and then I first heard this music and it wasn't with the Munsters yet or whatever, like would I think Halloween? I don't know.
I don't know yet. I don't know either. But
so I feel like my brain just goes there because it's been trained to remember things associated with that sound.
But it's funny when you watch a lot of the films from then, back and around that era, like a lot of the filmmakers used these bands in their soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, Italian filmmaker Dario Argento, you know, Suspiria and all those films, like he used a lot of that he used the, you know, Ben Goblin to like record, but it was like a lot of the psychedelic like rock stuff was used as soundtracks. And case in point, we were just talking about the connection, and Steven Spielberg had a short film that he did for Amblin Entertainment called October Country, and that's basically they're credited for being the musicians of scoring that short film. So, you know, even Spielberg was like, I'm going to tap into some October Country to do. So that's like just goes into it. It's sort of like the thing that it was these bands created great mood music, setting the vibe for a lot of these filmmakers. And so I think that's why a lot of these types of bands, that sound became very popular, especially with filmmakers and providing that eeriness or, you know, whatever, which is like how your playlist plays out this week. Could have been like to a short film.
maybe we've said it before that we would love to be responsible for lining up and hitting a home run of music within a episode of something, movie, short film. I think we do really good.
I think so too. All right, so let's hear this, because, you know, let's hear some of My Girlfriend is a Witch. If you guys have never heard this before, which I suspect some of you probably haven't.
Off of the album, My Girlfriend is a Witch.
Off of the October Country Expanded Edition. All right, let's get into this. love this.
Great for a Halloween playlist.
Awesome.
I think I hear footsteps on my step coming near. Her thoughts are telling me that she's here. I know my girlfriend is a witch.
I picture Amanda decorating pressed rose with Halloween balloons and all the trappings while roller skating around the store to this song.
And dancing like the Charlie Brown crew.
Yeah.
Just the head bop and shoulder thing.
By the way,
Da-da.
I do just want to call out that this song, is this right? Does this song have 24 million
Yeah.
streams?
Yes, 24 million streams. Yes.
Hopefully the band that existed in the late 60s, who never thought that they would achieve much, are getting paid. I know Spotify does not pay a lot, but
Still.
this is pretty good. I can see, could you see this in an episode of Stranger Things, this song? Or any of the newer? Could you see that
I would
happening?
say in the earlier seasons probably.
Yeah.
But the later ones are so dark. I think it would need a little bit of a darker song. Maybe Aussies.
Fork Boy coming in with saying the Monkeys Halloween episode. That's
Yes.
that's
Yeah. 1,000,000%.
the witch on a surfboard. A witch on a surfboard. There you go. Well, Dave Mattingly already gave his rating.
But this is a Chris song.
Yeah, this is a me to Amanda song.
Yes. So this was Chris's song to me this week.
But he's giving it a 4.4.
I'm not quite that high, but I am pretty close. I thought this was pretty good. And listen, if you're a listener of our show, you know that come Halloween time, we really like Halloween songs. And we get in the spirit.
We do get in the spirit
of giving. So I'm giving My Girlfriend is a Witch by October Country a 4.1.
4.1.
4.1. I want to hear this during Halloween time.
Okay.
It's a wonderful Halloween playlist, but I'm not going to listen to this forever. And that's why it's not going up to that 5 record,
right?
Clearance, because this is not a song you listen to on repeat all year long, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very good, catchy, fun Halloween cookie decorating song. So 4.1 for me, 4.4 from Dave, and Tony coming in with 3.9, which I think is extremely solid as well. So, Chris, I would say your first song of the week, pretty good hit. Well done.
I think so. Thank you. I was going for vibes, and I was like, I'm going to kick off my playlist with this one.
I like it. You did good.
I thought it'd be a good kickoff to our show for today.
You did good.
Thank you. All right, so let's get into your first song to me this week, which is a song I'd never heard before. Which.
We're too much.
We're so obnoxious. All right. So, I had not heard this song before, but now, Amanda, I got to ask you, because I was doing a little research, and it seemed like, at least what was coming up in a lot of my Google searches, that is this song, does this have a TikTok following this song? Because there seems to be a lot of videos on TikTok exploring the lyrics of this song. Lots of videos on TikTok.
So, not that I'm aware of, not on my algorithm at least.
All right.
So the Crane Wives are very common on my, say, Nora Jones stations and stuff like that. So I am familiar with them, and they're actually from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I was just gonna say 2 of your bands are from the Midwest, so I'm just.
I that indie Americana folk type of sound. So I like the Crane Wives, and for this episode, I'm like, this is perfect. This song "Curses" is really great. I love the sound of them. It's just really good. I like them, and they have Spotify, their first song, this is their second most downloaded song, The Curses by the Crane Wives. But their most downloaded song is The Moon Will Sing, which is very good, at 53 million.
Wow.
So for being a smaller indie type band, they're pretty popular.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing the Google search and they were coming up, and like I said, it was a lot of, especially this song in particular, there seems to be a lot of people really breaking down the lyrics on this on a TikTok. And like I hadn't heard of them before, but obviously, as we were just saying, 4-piece indie band founded in Grand Rapids, Michigan in 2010. And they utilize a lot of, which you can hear right away, very like that folky 3-part harmony stuff. Very indie for you, and I feel like this goes and a bit jazzy. You know, I think that this goes along with your era that you're currently in.
So true.
And I thought that this song was really interesting, though. And by the way, the Crane Wives, or the name of the band, is named after the album "The Crane Wife" by the Decemberists, which itself is based on a Japanese folktale called Crane Wife. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the Japanese version of this.
Translation is The Crane Wife.
Yeah, and so I thought that this song was very interesting because some of the interpretations of this song I think is very much up to the person listening to it to interpret the lyrics.
Sure.
Because everybody seems to have an opinion on this and what this song means. I've heard everything from serial killer trying to hide something to
in a rug.
Yeah, in a rug. By the way, when Amanda told that story, she neglected to say that she was the woman who actually found the rug.
I mean, I don't want that type of rug talk, but I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Amanda only wishes that she was the woman who found the rug in the backyard. Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. Let's listen to some of Curses by the Crane Wives here. Off of Foxlore, by the way.
And their album cover, perfect.
I like the album cover. Very jazzy.
Smoke clears when you're out. Won't you stay with me, my darling, when my walls start burning down, down, down.
These might have jazz hands.
Yeah, I love the jazz flute or piccolo flute or whatever that instrument is, but definitely very jazzy feel here.
And her delivery of the lyrics, spot on.
Yeah, like that. Once again, that jazzy vocal delivery. This song's got 42 million streams.
Right?
Wow.
It's a lot. Now, let's be fair. Anything with, I think, like our zombie episode did so well because it's a searchable keyword, zombie.
It is.
Which songs are going to do well? Curse songs. I think those things are going to help. But yeah, I mean, I think it deserves that many downloads.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, it is a good song. And Tony's coming in with, now I picture you two doing Scooby-Doo hallway chase through doorways to the song.
That is the perfect scenario. It is like that chase
part
of any good movie or episode of something. There's always the chase, and then there's the capture,
right,
and then there's the burial. Or don't pull up my murder brain.
Don't pull it up.
No murder board today.
He's also saying, let me get this straight, Amanda's Eras tour is Halloween to Christmas music. So
I don't disagree.
T-sizzle. Oh my gosh. All right, so listen, I really enjoyed this song. It's got a great vibe to it. And I think that I would add this to a Halloween playlist for sure. It grew on me because the first time I heard it, it wasn't like registering with me, but then the more I listened to it, I'm like, this reminded me of like Squirrel Nut Zippers. If anybody remembers that band, I brought them up here before. I mean, we've done some of their music throughout the years, and so it gave me that vibe, which I really like, and I do like the feel of it, and I feel like this absolutely could be in like an episode of, I don't know, Yellow Jackets, or like this one probably not so much a True Detective. Like your next song is definitely a True Detective kind of song for sure, but I feel like this could make its way into any of the more like horror type or murder or detective kind of shows. I don't know, like Yellow Jackets is like a mystery stuff, but it feels like it would be right at home on that show. Anyway, where do I put this song on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Well, I dig it. It's better than a 1 and a 2. Is it a 4 for me? No.
Okay.
But I think it's in the high 3s.
All right.
So I'm gonna land this at a 3.7.
Okay. That's still a very good rating.
Yeah. I liked my father coming out. They started sounding like Benny Goodman. Thank you. I was just trying to think about it. Yeah, Benny Goodman kind of feel. I had a swing. Like I like it. I like the vibe of this song. It's not a 4, but it could get there for me. Like I'm gonna put it on a Halloween playlist. Okay. Tony is coming in saying a 2.7 for him, not enough bass or drum beat for him. And it's, I get that.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Dave, 4.0, not my usual thing, but pretty catchy.
All right. I think all fairish comments, but even Tony coming in at 2.7, I can respect that. It's not just a flat 2, so I thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely 100%. So listen, I really appreciate everybody weighing in. So I think right now, we got a 4.1. You gave me a 4.1 for October Country. My Girlfriend is a Witch. And then I just gave you a 3.7. I think we're off to a good start. That was Great. Curses, by the way, once again, by the Crane Wives. So I think we're off to a good start. All right, guys, we're going to take a super quick break, and we will be right back right after this. Hey everybody, Chris here. Are you a creative professional that's struggling to turn your passion into a thriving business? I totally get it, right? You're an artist, designer, writer, maybe you're a podcaster. Regardless, you're an entrepreneur with a unique vision. But let's be real. Navigating the business world can be overwhelming. That's where I come in. I specialize in helping creative pros just like you build profitable and scalable businesses. Imagine having a partner who truly understands your unique challenges and provides personalized strategies for success. From pricing your services and finding new clients to mastering time management and negotiating like a pro, I've got your back. With one-to-one personalized coaching, custom workshops, and mastermind groups, I'm here to help you elevate your business to new heights. I have over 25 plus years of experience, and I bring the expertise and support you need to grow with confidence. Don't let the business side of things dim your creative spark. Join me now, and let's transform your passion into a powerful and profitable business. To book a free consultation with me, just visit rocketgrowthagency.com to learn more and get started. Let's rock. All right, everybody, we are back, and I also want to welcome, we have a brand new sponsor on our show, and we are so happy. Maybe you've been following us on social media, and you've seen us announce our partnership for the month of October. Amanda, it only took 4 years.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
Doesn't seem right, but we've been talking about it, and it finally has happened. We have a coffee sponsor on the show. That's right. We have got Cardiac Attack Coffee as a sponsor on our show. I love it. By the way, I love the packaging here.
The logo is fantastic.
The logo is fantastic. Let me actually do that. I'm going to bring up their logo while I'm doing their read. Boom. I got that. Let me bring up the other one. There we go. Cardiac Attack Coffee, guys. And as you know, if you're a follower of the show, Amanda and I do not mess around. We take our coffee very seriously. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why we haven't had a particular coffee sponsor, because we're very picky about who we throw our endorsement behind. And when it comes to coffee, we're pretty serious about that. So partnering with these guys is a perfect fit, because let me tell you, their coffee is dynamite. And no, it's not going to kill you to drink it, by the way. Despite the name, Cardiac Attack Coffee is really, it's like the perfect fuel, man. It gets your heart pumping.
We're still here to tell you about it.
Right. We've been drinking it all week, and we are here. And let me tell you, it's got us zooming around. You see Amanda flying around her store on her roller skates.
Yes. With my Song Swap Showdown coffee mug.
That's right. That is right. So listen, she just put on a whole thing in Ida. You did a whole fall fest. And guess what she was drinking, guys? Guess what was in that cup to get her rocking and rolling? Yeah. So listen, this isn't the kind of coffee that's going to make you clutch your chest, but it will absolutely pack a punch. That's going to help wake you up and keep you going all day long. Cardiac Attack coffee is bold, strong, and packed with flavor using only the highest quality single origin beans. And I want to stress that because I can't tell you how many times I've had coffee that the packaging looks good. By the way, I'm a sucker for packaging. And I go and I drink it and I'm like, this is giving me heartburn. I'm not digging this. None of this happens with this. I get the punch and I get the flavor all in one. This brand is founded by 3 coffee-loving thrill seekers back in 2023, and these guys know their coffee from light roast and even cold brew packs. They have perfected the art of small batch roasting to give you the ultimate cup every time. And by the way, their merch game is solid. So especially for me, like, big punk hardcore guy.
Yeah.
Guys, they got you covered. They got great mugs, great merch, the whole shebang. So listen, whether you're an early riser or someone who hits the snooze too many times, that's this guy. Cardiac Attack Coffee's got your back. Head over right now to cardiacattackcoffee.com. Order it now. And we've got a special code, guys, for all of you out there. When you order Cardiac Attack Coffee, use the code Song Swap Showdown to get your 15% off your order. That includes across the board. So load it up with coffee, merch, get 15% off your order right now. Get your heart pumping, cardiacattackcoffee.com. Use the code Song Swap Showdown for that 15% off. Amanda, how awesome is it that we now have a coffee sponsor?
So
Boom.
Awesome. Cheers. And
cheers. Get your heart pumping.
Just for some reason, if I croak of a heart attack, let's just be very clear. It's in my genetics, not in my coffee cup.
That's right. That's right.
Morbid, but true.
Yeah. Morbid, but true. But anyway, guys, once again, support them. They're going to be our sponsor all month long. Wheel of Theme sponsor, the whole shebang, cardiacattackcoffee.com. All right. Let's get back into the tunage. My number 2 song to you, Amanda. That's what we're working with right now.
I thank you for reminding me because I was like, it's you going to me. It's not. It's me going to you. Yes, your second song to me is Witch Image by Ghost. Ghost. So like Curses by the Crane Wives, there is a lot of interpretation on what this song means by its listeners.
Right.
I mean, there's some common themes naturally, but I mean, people say it, to me, it's a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
About what you do. There's certain things that you do that just can't be undone. It's very clear in the lyrics. So I'm very literal when it comes to lyrics. So for me, I'm taking it as a cautionary tale, but some people are saying it's a tale about the Pope during the Middle Ages who sells favors for heaven, like tickets to heaven, or very famous people or people very up high on the chain selling their soul for success. And I think you let your imagination go down that rabbit hole, and I think it makes sense. So these lyrics are pretty insightful, impactful, and pretty strong. So I really enjoyed the lyrics, Chris Baglio.
I thought you might like the lyrics to this, and I know I've given you Ghost before in the past, and you have always seemed to like them. And I know you like the videos, and the image does not scare you off, which is something I thought would. When we first started doing the show, I'm like, I am going to give you Ghost, and you're going to be clutching your pearls, and you have not been. You have averted expectations, or subverted expectations. I'm trying to use a big word so I sound smart and impressive, but yeah, you have surprised me with your ratings and your feelings about Ghost, which is something I didn't think, considering how much you hate the Misfits. But I know this is 2 different realms, but I just thought that you might lump them in with the Misfits, but you have not. I
have not. They've not disappointed me so far.
Yeah, I like what Tony's saying, and you are 1,000% right here, Tony.
Nice.
He says, "Love me some Ghosts. It's the Millennials Kiss band. Looks scary, but has a lot of nice rock sounding songs." Yes, I love it. I love their image. Looks like they are a black death metal band. The whole Saint, all that stuff. It's so theatrical. It's so over the top. It's so campy. But yeah, like then you listen to the songs, and it sounds like Blue Oyster Cult meets the Beatles, kind of thing. It's like. It's like crazy. They're so addictive. They're so addictive. I love it. So all right, so let's do this. Let's listen to some Ghost Witch Image, which is off of one of the records that I at first I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This record was, I think this was their fourth record, prequel, which I kind of didn't like at first as a whole, but I will tell you that the record itself as a whole has grown on me. Okay. It's grown on me a lot. Okay. And I've seen Ghost live a few times, and man, oh man, if you ever get a chance to see Ghost live, you will not be disappointed because they always put on a wonderful show. Really fun to watch. So let's listen to some Witch Image by Ghost. Like right away rocking. So they got the organ sound.
And their cover albums are really good.
You have never stood this close to where you want to be.
You just don't expect it. It's great.
You have always waited in the shallows between me and the deep blue sea. You never want me to appear. You never wanted to be over. You never wanted to reach out to the edge of time. While you sleep in earthly delight, someone's flesh is rotting tonight like no other to you. What you've done, you cannot undo.
I mean,
I've always kept you closer than you.
it's amazing how catchy their stuff is.
Really, it's rather chill.
I am riding in the shadows.
Right? Especially when you look at this cover. You're like, oh my God.
And their personal image, it really doesn't match.
Yeah. I mean, Papa. Look at him.
But
Yeah.
I appreciate the theatrics that they bring, and that's a lot of effort.
It is. It is a lot of effort, and they just do it well, and they've gotten better and better each and every record with like just the songwriting, the level of songwriting. Like I remember getting the first record, and just being in love with these guys, and that was when they were sort of like this like metal hipster band. Like they would literally play like these tiny places in Brooklyn, and like they were like, ooh, go, and like they were like this hipster kind of a thing. And then and I'm so glad they got elevated out of that, and they put in the work. They did it well. They wrote really high quality songs, and now look, I mean, they were nominated for a Grammy, for crying out loud, and they have been since they had that big breakthrough record. And I love it. I know there's a lot of people in the metal community that slag on these guys, and I just don't get it, because to me, it incorporates all the fun things that we've always said that we love about rock and metal. They write good songs. They have a great image. It's a lot of fun. You gotta laugh at it. You gotta have a sense of humor with this stuff. And they make a lot of fun videos, and they joke around. So listen, I like Ghost a lot. I was psyched to be able to give you a Ghost song this time around, because I was like, it's Halloween. We have to talk about Ghost at some point this month.
Absolutely. It's so fitting.
Yeah.
Last week I was kind to Misfits.
You were very kind to Misfits.
I gave a decent rating to the Misfits last week.
Yeah.
So I just want to go on record of bringing that back up, because I was proud of myself. I've grown.
Yeah, you have grown. You have grown. That was like your best Misfits rating ever last week.
And that's a good entry level Misfits song though. But so this song, you know what's so interesting is I feel like even someone like my mom would enjoy a song like this if she didn't see the album cover and see the image.
Yeah, don't just play it for her.
Just play it, and maybe it wouldn't be her greatest cup of tea because she has her favorites, right?
Well, especially when you start getting into some of the lyrics, which are hilarious, which is like, smelling the flesh of smelling rotting corpses and stuff like that, which is funny. Like literally the lyrics of this song. Let me read some of the lyrics of this one because it's great. So he's like, here, the chorus is, I'm riding in the shadows behind you on a pale white horse. You'd never want me to appear. You'd never want this to be over. Someone's flesh is rotting tonight like no other to you. What you've done, you cannot undo. While you sleep in earthly delight, still your soul will suffer this plight. Like your father in hell, what you've sold, you cannot unsell. Like, I think your mother would be toe tapping, and then all of a sudden she would then get into like that. Oh, and you are we lost your mic. Did you get unplugged there? Are you unplugged? I think you became unplugged.
Okay.
There we go. Nope. Sorry.
It keeps muting itself. I don't know.
I don't know why. I don't know what's going on.
Sorry, you guys. Please work with me through this.
Yeah.
But my mom loves a good cautionary tale.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somebody, when you really dive into these lyrics, I mean, you can understand what they're singing about.
Yeah.
Even though they're certain lyrics, but I mean, tell me the lies. Tell me the lies in these lyrics.
Right. Yeah, tell me the lies in these lyrics.
So I really like this song, and I just think it fits really nice on our playlist for Halloween. The vibe is good. So I'm giving this one a 4.0.
A 4.0 from Amanda. Love it.
4.0 for Ghost Witch Image.
Which, according to our ChatGPT rating system, makes it a very good rating, showing that the song was highly appreciated and stood out as a great choice. Yes. And apparently the audience, the community here, is agreeing with you. Tony, 4.0 for me. Great cruising through the graveyard, peppered country road type of song.
Ooh, that's great. With a little bit of like that graveyard fog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like our spooky background today. 4.1 for Ghost, says Dave Mattingly. And he's also saying getting slight Jethro Tull vibes from Ghost 2, as well as some Blue Oyster Cult vibes.
Okay.
Well, no, very good. Well, very, very good.
I think your list this week is looking pretty good, Chris. You may be the winner this week.
All right.
Again.
Okay. Well, listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I just choose the songs, or do they choose me?
Or do they choose you?
All right, so listen, let's do your second song, and then let's go through our comments, because once again, the comments are packed with song recommendations.
They sure are.
And I think Ian, I'm not sure if Ian's listening or not today, because I do see that they had daylight savings time starting in Australia, so he may had to drop off, unfortunately.
Half the year we lose him for the second half of the show. We're sorry,
because it gets too late for him down there. So very sorry
for him.
But hopefully he'll be listening on demand when he can. So I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Ian from Australia, who is always so supportive and tries to listen and fight through the night.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, so
I like my next song to you. I hope.
So your next song was extremely vibey. This is like, I swear that this song could be in an episode of True Detective.
Mm-hmm.
That was my feeling. That was like how I felt it. And so your next song to me is by Shawn James, called "Burn the Witch." Very, very, very violent.
Well, in that era of witch hunting and the Salem witch trials, it was a very barbaric time. I still can't believe that actually happened.
I know it's crazy what happened, and that's but then again, humans never cease to surprise me.
True that.
in our stupidity. But this record it's coming off the record The Dark and the Light by Shawn James. Now, if you don't know who Shawn James is, he's an American musician and singer and songwriter. He performs both solo and with his backing band called the Shapeshifters. Also another very like eerie kind of a name. I think that this guy's got a great vibe happening. He is also another Midwest performer hailing from Chicago, Illinois. Amanda, was this intentional, or did it just happen that you were picking Midwest bands or artists here?
Midwest showed up this week. Usually it's the East Coast, but this week it was Midwestern. Yeah,
so he's I would say too, I like that he's got this very Americana type of sound, but like he does it in this. I think it's the quality of his voice. Like I also feel like this could have been an episode of like True Blood. If you remember that show, True Blood on HBO, yeah. I think that this could have also been in an episode of that too.
Okay, I see it.
Even too, I saw the new Salem's Lot this weekend, by the way, which is really good.
Okay.
I think the second half way better than the first half, but I thought it was great. I really enjoyed what they did. And that's one of my favorite Stephen King books. But I will just say that I felt like this song could have also fit into there as well. So it's got that thing. So let's listen to some of this because I'm interested to hear what our community thinks of this tune, because I will tell you right off the bat, I'm digging it. I'm digging. This song hit me in a right place this weekend.
And there's a lot of elements to it, including whistling.
Yeah, which we all know you
love. Me
love.
some whistle.
It's got a gothic country feel to it.
This part's already tailing part of the tale, I feel like.
Yeah.
The flames lick at my feet. Their hearts full of hate. What they don't understand, they condemn. They can't comprehend, must meet its end.
So vibey, man.
But I won't scream, won't give them that satisfaction.
Yeah.
No, I won't confess my faults.
Love the tremolo.
Interaction as I breathe deep and prepare for my passing. I hear that chant, burn the witch.
Yeah, super gothic country.
I stand accused.
A little bit of a haunting whistle, you know?
Yeah.
False accusation, tied to the stake, no hope of escape. I stand alone and embrace my fiery fate, but I won't scream, won't give them that satisfaction.
Yeah, I really like this song. There's another song that really grew on me that you gave to me, and I kept listening to it over and over again. And the lyrics are great. I mean, I stand accused of being in league with Satan, no proof for the false accusation, tied to the stake, no hope of escape. I stand alone and embrace my fiery fate. But I won't scream, won't give them the satisfaction. No, I won't confess my false interaction. As I breathe deep and prepare for my passing, I hear them chant, burn the witch. I mean, I love the defiance of this track. It's cool.
My favorite lyrics are, I won't scream and give them the satisfaction. Like, isn't that just like,
yeah,
that's the one power when you have no other control that you can control. It's a good stick it to them song, even though, you're dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still getting burned, but, you're going out with your boots on, on your terms.
Yeah, I appreciate the defiance of it. And obviously, I mean, I think that's, I stand accused and all this stuff and none of it's true. Like it's crazy, and that stuff actually happened. And it's what I agree with you. It's wild to me that happened, but it did. And it's nuts. But I think that this song does a really good job of making an eerie vibe, gothic country. I don't know. I really like it. I have an image in my head of like what I'd see this like I was talking about, like True Detective or True Blood. All these True shows, True Blood, things like that. But like, it's very cool. Dave coming in with saying 3.4 for Shawn James. The whistling really adds to it.
Just a very sweet treat in the middle of it.
Yeah. Tony coming in with feels like the Doors did a country song, love his voice, but not feeling the song. 3.2.
That's okay. That's okay.
Which, by the way, according to ChatGPT, 3 records, a solid rating, meaning the song was decent and enjoyable, but not extraordinary. So,
I am curious.
So mid for both of them.
It's mid, but I wonder how this would be delivered if a woman were to sing it.
Well, you think about
haunty, like, you know what I mean?
What would be the female voice? What would female singer out there would you feel would do a really good Lana Del Rey?
I was just thinking because she kind of has that haunting,
spooky,
spooky sounding. Honestly, I feel like Johnny Cash could have even delivered this and got away with it.
Okay.
In his little like
the
storytelling, the Man in Black. I mean, obviously, the delivery would have been completely different, but I could have seen him making it his own. So I do hope I see some covers of this. I think it would be fun to see how they spin it a little bit.
So I am a little bit more. Everybody's kind of giving it in the 3s, but I actually liked this song a lot more than I think that Dave and Tony did. And maybe because I had the benefit of listening to it more over and over again.
Fair.
Because I know there's, this isn't like one bite pizza review where I take one bite and I give a review. Like when it comes to songs, like, I know you can say, well, the first 30 seconds of the song, maybe if you like it or not. But like this song has movements to it. Like you don't get into like that next part until like a minute or so into it.
Yeah, it grows.
And I think with music sometimes it's like it depends on your mood, where you're at, when and where you listen to it. And I actually, when I listen to the songs for this show, when I prepare for this show, there's 2 places that I listen to the songs. One is on my couch with headphones on, and I listen to the songs, and I listen to it a few times. And then also, again, in my car.
Yes.
Because I just need to sort of hear, like, where does it feel when I'm driving, and where does it feel when I'm just hanging in the house? And so when I do this, guys, here's the inner workings of the.
So
we should probably make videos with this stuff, by the behind the scenes. But this is how I prepare for the show when it comes to listening. And I listen to the songs a few times because there are things I want to make sure I don't miss certain nuances, things like that, and like things that I like in music. So this song for me checked a lot of boxes that I really wound up enjoying after like 3-4 listenings in. So because of that, I would give this a 4.0. I'm going to give it a very solid 4.0 rating for me.
I like
and
that.
I don't want the community calling me out. I'm going soft. I actually enjoyed this song, guys. So, and I like the Doors, by the way. I'm a big Doors fan. But I didn't even think of the Doors actually didn't even pop up to me. So it was interesting that Tony said that. And I like the Doors. I wasn't even going there. I actually felt like it's got a very Twin Peaks kind of vibe. And you guys all know how big of a Twin Peaks fan I am. Like, I love me Twin Peaks. I can watch that forever. But it gave me those vibes too, which I really dig. So yeah, this could have also been an episode of Twin Peaks. Tony jumping in. Delta Ray, I like the idea. Delta Ray doing a cover would probably rock the S out of this one.
I think
Delta Ray, that would be a really good one. I'd love to hear a Delta Ray cover.
I think the lyrics are excellent.
And
even the musically.
The lyrics are very storytelling. I do like the defiance in that too.
Yeah.
Dave saying it almost sounds like a missing track from Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
That's it. It could, the cadence of it kind of sounds like that Changing sound.
Yeah.
Where they were working, and singing a tune. Help their day go by.
Yeah. Gothic Western, that had a witch in it.
Right. Imagine, to your point, driving to church, listening to these songs.
Yeah. By the way, I want to make a PSA real quick.
He's turning around and he's getting something out of the everlasting bookshelf, because it's like the Mary Poppins bag, but it's a bookshelf.
I can't find the first book. I must have lent it to somebody.
He's lending out books. That's a bad thing to do.
Yeah, because now I can't remember where it went because now it's not in here. Oh man, I only have. Okay, so anyway, there's a great. I'll just show the cover of this one, but even though this isn't the right book because
I can't believe like all the things you have behind you at like a moment's notice.
so I can't find the first one. It's got to be around somewhere. I must have lent it some. But anyway, there was a great comic book called American Vampire,
Ooh.
and I have the first 3 books, and it is dynamite. Now this is book 2, but book 1, guys, I'm telling you right now,
Illustrations are great.
read book 1. It is awesome. And I've always pictured it being it would be a great series. I don't know if it was ever in development or not, but it's a great series. And literally this song that we just heard would fit right in with American Vampire, which takes place in the West. And he's a vampire. He's been around already, and he's been in the West. And it's a great storyline. I could totally see it being adapted for TV. I think it'd make an excellent series. This song would fit well in that.
Nice.
So FYI, everybody.
That's the thing. Like every week, I feel like we curate like a perfect,
Yeah.
score for something. What it is, we don't know. But one day,
Yeah, I wonder who I lent it to. Tony, did I lend that to you?
Tony's like, "Uh-oh."
You know what? I do that. I lend things out to people, and because I want people to enjoy
You
it.
need
But
the little library card things.
I know. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I like my 4 record rating for this song. And even hey, they're all above 3s from our
Yeah.
audience listening. So I'll take it. And
Yeah.
listen, they learned a new song today.
They did. They
And that's
heard
what
a
this
new
show is
tune
about.
today. They heard a new tune today. So there's a paperback version of this. I like the hardcover. I gotta find my hardcover version.
The illustration on the one that you showed is fantastic. I can
Yeah.
visualize what
Well,
it
you know
is.
what I'll do? I will put the paperback version in the links just in case anybody's
in the
interested,
links.
and then maybe you could find the hardcover version of it.
And then whoever has Chris's first volume, kindly return it, please.
Yeah. He said it would work in Preacher too. Yeah, I agree with that, Tony. Preacher was another great show. Definitely work in that too. But yeah, he doesn't have it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just around the house somewhere too. It could also be that.
Rachel took it.
Definitely not Rachel.
All right. Okay. So I like that you gave it 4.0. So far we have a 4.1 and a 4.0 for you and a 3.7 and a 4.0 for me. It's kind of tight. So let's see what happens. All
Let's
right.
see what happens. Oh wait, before we
we're
go
gonna
in,
do comments. Yeah.
yeah, let's go into the comments because I already took some time to put in some great recommendations. So let's review that. So Ian, even though he's not here,
Yeah.
because he had to bail out because it's daylight savings time now in Australia, which now makes the show later for him. He was saying for Amanda, he's got "I Put a Spell on You," but the Vince Jones jazz cover.
Excellent.
Because we did say that we weren't going to do the typical songs, but I do like alternate versions and things like, so I like that. And he's also saying "I Put a Spell on You," the Jimmy Barnes cover,
Beautiful.
and "Witchery" by Little River Band.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I got a feeling, guys, and here's I know I said I was going to do it last week with the zombie ones. I kind of dropped the ball. This week I will do it with the witch songs. I will put together a little audio show that will be for Patreon members. So if you guys want to hear me kind of do that, I will take all the witch suggestions and put them together as an audio feed for our Patreon folks. I will get that done. I promise. It'll happen. So make sure
Good
you sign up.
recommendations, Ian. Thank you so much.
Make sure you sign up for Patreon, like Ian and Dave are. They're in there, and I will do this. I'll put a radio show so that way they're all together. Because I love everybody's suggestions, and it's a great way of finding new music. So Ian's also saying for me, "I Put a Spell on You," the La Di Da's cover. "I Put a Spell on You," the Angels cover.
Ooh.
Oh, and good tune, "Witchcraft" by Wolf Mother. You know what? That was almost on my list to you, Amanda. It was
Nice.
almost on my
Okay.
list. Good song. Wolf Mother, great, like Black Sabbathy type band,
I
very
was gonna say, I
groovy.
feel like, have you thrown me a song of theirs in the
I
past? You may
might have in the
because that
past.
name seems very familiar.
That's a really good. That's a good song. Solid pick there. Great picks, Ian. And of course, I love how Ian and Dave pick songs for each other on our show. He goes for Dave, "I Put a Spell on You," the Carolyn Loftus jazz cover. "I Put a Spell on You," Nick Cave, which Nick Cave, we've talked about Nick Cave on the show before. And then "I Put a Spell on You," Jimmy Barnes and Ian Moss cover.
Nice.
Wow, look at Ian with the variations of I Put a Spell on You.
Love it. That could be a whole show in itself.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure. Now Dave coming in with Wicked Songs of Chris, Jimmy Castor Bunch, Magic Saxophone,
Okay.
Lollipop Shop, You Must Be a Witch, and My Morning Jacket, Magic Bullet. That's a great song. That's a really cool tune. Enchanted Songs for Amanda. I gotta love the adjectives. Wicked songs, enchanted songs. Dave, always going the extra mile there.
Yep.
Enchanted Songs for Amanda. Blind Melon, There Is a Magic Number. That's a good tune. Book of Love, Witchcraft, and The Who, Magic Bus.
That one was that one almost ended up on my list per Dave's recommendation, but then I put my third one on there. So
And now
it was close.
Dave coming in with a recommendation for Ian that was on my original list to you, but I didn't because we just did a Cramp song last week, and I didn't want to go 2 weeks of Cramp songs. But he did recommend it for Ian, so Dave for Ian. The Cramps, Big Black Witchcraft Rock. Great song. Matt Costa, Witchcraft, and Susie and the Banshees, which was on last year's witch show, Spellbound. I love Spellbound. Great song. By the way, we were at the punk rock flea market yesterday, and Rachel, they had all these great like people making like jackets, repurposing, and somebody made a really great Susie and the Banshees jacket, and Rachel loved it, and she wanted it so bad, and it didn't fit her.
Oh.
It didn't, and because it's all like people are taking stuff, repurposing it.
Yep, it's the whatever they have on hand.
And it didn't fit her. And I was like, oh my God, it was so cool. It was so cool.
She's not going to get that out of her head.
No, she's not. She took pictures of stuff, so she's going to try to like see if they, all right, so then Dave is saying, Ian, jazz is usually a little slow for my taste, but Carolyn laughed. This song really sounds good at 1.25 speed. Oh, and one more. He's got some more here. He goes, for the other, I Put a Spell on You covers. Check out Tim Curry, Annie Lennox, Shaka Khan, and Brian Ferry.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. Wow, I love this. Oh, and then Tony dropping some.
Tony's got some in there too?
Under Your Spell, Once More with Feeling soundtrack, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, the musical version. Yep.
Can't go wrong with some Buffy.
Once More with Feeling. Yeah. You can't go wrong. Yep. Wolf Mother's Blast Amanda. Check out. I think Woman's the song I may have given Amanda.
I think so.
It's either that or Joker, the Joker or something like that.
We've had so many episodes now. It's so hard to keep track. Luckily, we have our playlist.
So hard to keep track. So, all right. So once again, thanks guys for if you're hanging in, tuning in. We appreciate you hanging out this long into the show. This is the point where we go through our last songs, and then we spin the wheel after this. So stay tuned, because we're going to spin the wheel to find out next week's theme after we get through our third and final songs to each other. So, Amanda.
Yes.
My final song to you.
Yes.
Is one of your favorites.
Ozai! Ozai! The Wizard by Black Sabbath.
The Wizard, which is a song that I was trying to find a really third song that I thought would like be a good topper, good bookend to my list.
I think this is good.
And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about Black Sabbath's The Wizard, because hey, wizards are male witches.
Absolutely. It's just
warlocks.
Yes. So I screenshotted a little bit of this from Song Facts, and this is just so Aussie.
So
Aussie. Rumor had it that this song about an upbeat sorcerer was an ode to the band's drug dealer. When the wizard walks by, everyone is happy. Sabbath guitarist Tony cleared it up things, though, and he said he explained that Ozzy and Geezer were wandering around stoned and saw some guy leaping around being silly outside the club. He looked like some kind of elf to them. Thus, the song "The Wizard" was born. That's not so Ozzy.
There you go. Black Sabbath, guys.
The drug dealer part is too deep. No. It had to be just as simple as someone leaping around looking like an elf and then boom.
Yeah. I mean, nothing screams like great rock metal and just awesomeness than this first Black Sabbath record. This first Black Sabbath record, it can't be stated enough that like how influential and how important this record was. And how many things had to go right for this record to break, and all the weird things, like even the tone, because Tony Iommi had cut off tips of his fingers because he was working as a machine, because these guys are from Birmingham. Like these guys, like Birmingham, England around this time is poor as poor can be. Like literally Oliver Twist, like getting like to levels of poor poverty. And yeah, you were kids and you were working in a factory and he cut off tips of his fingers being a guitar player, that then he created replacement tips on his own because they have money, and down-tuned a guitar so he could play it. Inherently created an entirely new sound, kind of, style of playing and guitar tone sound that then launched into all the bands that I played for you. Like even like bands like Wolf Mother, like these bands don't exist unless that first Black Sabbath record comes out. It's crazy to me, like all those things. And like the songs that these guys write and the feeling and the mood is because they're like, guys, we're poor as hell. Like this is the writing about the stuff around them,
Very humble start.
Yeah. Crazy. Start. Absolutely humble.
So yeah, I mean, I would say my only negative about this song, Chris, is we know how long beginnings can be a little too much for me sometimes. But for some reason, I think it works and it's good on this song. So I don't dig it. Plus, it's Aussie. Do
you like the harmonica opening?
I do. I really
I thought you would like the harmonica.
It's just, I mean, you would think I have like harmonicas just coming out of my ears, but I don't even know how to play a harmonica.
Well, it's, and this is what we talk about all the time. A lot of these British bands, right? How did they learn to play music a lot of times? They imported, like Ozzy, like these guys are huge Elvis fans. They loved Elvis. They loved, obviously when the Beatles, but like they loved, like Ozzy loves John Lennon. Like, but like these guys all learned how to play music listening to American R&B. And Elvis records, stuff that was imported. And Sabbath, when they were playing all blues rock, like blues jams, blues rock, all that stuff. Like everything that was big here in America, these bands learned how to play and played there. And that's why like the Wizard and stuff, like a lot of that, like that is like left over from like them being like very much a blues rock band,
sure.
And playing those songs like, Jerry Lee Lewis and love like these guys, like when you read interviews, they talk about like getting Little Richard records and like obsessing over like the songs and, and then trying to do like their versions of it. Cause they're like influenced by American rock and roll, American blues and American R&B. Like it's crazy. And then you get Black Sabbath. Like it's like,
well, that's the thing. Like, but Black Sabbath is so different too. But everyone has a start. Everyone has a passion, and then it turns into your own signature sound or whatever. So
it does.
I actually enjoyed this song very, very much. I think it was a great closer to your 3 songs to me.
Good. I'm glad. All right. So let's. I can't imagine there's anybody, but you know what? There is always a few because not Black Sabbath isn't everybody's cup of tea.
Exactly.
So let's listen to The Wizard. By Black Sabbath.
This is going to be the one that YouTube's like, no, don't play it, please.
Yeah. Like bluesy harmonica playing.
Yeah.
I love how this kicks in. So yeah, I wanted to get through at least that whole part. It's a very long opening, but hey, it's great. And I love, yeah, I love Sabbath's rhythm. I just, the rhythm section of Black Sabbath to me is great. Geezer Butler and Bill Ward on drums. Just what a great combo. It's the looseness and just the rhythm, the groove. I love Black Sabbath, and this first record, oh my God, it's just so great. It's so great. One of my favorites.
So what do I rate this song, Chris? So I'm a little conflicted here because I don't know that this is maybe what I would put on my Halloween playlist.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think when you're listening, it doesn't have the exact vibe of some of the other. It's a little bit more upbeat, a little bit, which I don't know if that's the right word to use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, for Halloween, I don't know if I'd put it on my Halloween playlist to decorate to. It's not as dark or spooky, or I don't know.
Well, it's like it's an upbeat song.
It is.
With like kind of gothic lyrics.
Yes. Yeah. So the lyrics and the sound, you hit it on the head there. The lyrics and the sound kind of are a little bit different. So the lyrics, yes, are 100% fine for Halloween. I feel that the nature of the music though is just a little different. But I would put this on a playlist.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for me, I'm giving it 4 records because I do like it.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
With that being said, it's probably not going on my Halloween playlist.
All right. Well, 4 records from the witch, Amanda Sharp.
That witch.
From that witch, Amanda Sharp. Tony coming to a 4.5.
Okay, look
Dave
at
at 4.2.
You, Ozzy bringing it home for you. Woo!
Ozzy bringing it home.
Ozzy.
All right.
Lovely.
Wow. Look at these ratings today.
I know. People are in the witchy spirit.
They love it. They love it. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. I will take your 4.0. I think it's a very fair rating from you. And I'm actually glad you enjoyed the song. Not enough for you to put on a Halloween playlist, but you enjoyed it as a song. And I'm happy that you did. I'm glad you found some enjoyment.
Yeah, this is an all-year song for me.
Black
Not
Sabbath.
just Halloween.
It's an all-year song.
Yeah.
It's in the same level as Merry Christmas, Darling.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Let's not have delusions of grandeur here.
Oh, no.
All right. So, Amanda, your final song to me today.
Yes.
Is what a
banger.
It's but I love Wayne Shorter. So I listen to jazz. I love jazz. Wayne Shorter is amazing. And I love this record actually is fantastic by Wayne Shorter because he's got an amazing collection of musicians that played on this record. So just so you guys know, the name of the song is Witch Shorter. This is
Witch Hunt.
Witch Hunt. Thank you. I was going to say Witchcraft. It's Witch Hunt. And this is off the Speak No Evil record, which is a great record for a lot of reasons. First of all, it was released in 1966. And this was sort of Wayne Shorter's return back to like, I wouldn't say standard jazz, but a lot of like a little bit more traditional in a sense.
Sure.
And notably, who played on this record with him, and if you don't know Wayne Shorter, he's plays tenor sax. But on here, he had trumpeter Freddie Hubbard. These guys, by the way, all legends. Herbie Hancock on piano, which anytime you see Herbie Hancock on any jazz record playing piano, you're in for it because Herbie Hancock is a genius to me. Bassist Ron Carter and drummer Elvin Jones. This is like the superhero. This is like the superhero who's who in jazz at the time, playing on great records. And of course, Wayne Shorter. For those of he spent his first year playing in Miles Davis's band in the mid-'60s in Miles Davis's quintet. This is one of my favorite Wayne Shorter records, and jazz enthusiasts will put this up there as like one of Wayne Shorter's best for sure. And talk about vibe records. I usually will listen to this record in particular around this time of year. Like, I love listening to jazz in the fall.
Yeah.
And I like listening to it like even like midsummer. Like, there's something about jazz and the weather and all that really goes well together. And especially during the fall, I think jazz goes really, really well.
It does.
So I think that this is great. I love this pick from you. And so I got to know from you. I know you're going through a jazz era right now.
Sure am.
So, Amanda, explain this pick to me and why it made your list, other than Witch Hunt. Is it just because it's Witch Hunt, or are you feeling vibes? Like, where's your headspace at with this one?
My headspace on this is, in my jazz era, I mean, there's so many jazz options. And if you actually look, there's a lot of witch jazz songs, ghost jazz songs. I mean, it's, to your point, Halloween and fall are just for the pickings for jazz artists.
Right.
So I feel like there was a wealth to go through. But to everything that you just said, I mean, Wayne is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so,
gosh.
I mean, to pick one from him this week was just, I'm going to go with Witch Hunt because it fell so nicely into the theme of it. But what a song, what an artist, what a combo of people, collaboration it was. And jazz in the fall really is just so magical. And I don't know what it is about it, but I just am here for it.
Yep. And by the way, just want to, for all Garden State listeners out there, Radio Garden State, this record was actually recorded in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey.
Well, look at that.
And big, very popular studio there. So definitely it was recorded, in the Van Gilder studio.
Very cool.
Which was located at 445 Sylvan Avenue in Englewood Cliffs.
Nice.
So a little bit of jazz history as well. Being that this legendary record, was recorded right here in the beautiful Garden State.
Woo! And I mean, Wayne has won 12 Grammy Awards.
Oh, yeah. And this
12 Grammy Awards. He is very decorated.
Yeah, and this record in particular has actually made many, many lists, and including Jazz, A Critic's Guide to the 100 Most Influential Recordings. This was from New York Times critic Ben Ratcliffe, said that this first taste a gnomic compositional style that would haunt jazz forevermore. Just about everybody playing jazz born in the 1950s and after accepts it as a foundation.
Ooh.
It's foundational jazz record. So
look at that.
I was like not taken back, but I was surprised to see this on your list, but also not so surprised. I know you've been going jazz era, but I didn't know how deep your jazz era was going. So Wayne Shorter, I would say very bold pick by Amanda Sharp.
Well, I think it might pay off for me though, based on your commentary so far. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
All right. So let me get this queued up here. Here it is. Okay. It went away for a second. Let me get some Witch
Well,
Hunt
and Dave coming in with, he's never really been bitten by the jazz bug, which I feel like a lot of people say that. And I think even at one point in my life, I would have said the same. But there's something in me this year that just, it's soothing my soul. It's reminding me to breathe and take a moment. Like, it's just really good. I
like that. That's a great explanation. It's a great explanation. All right. So here's some Witch Hunt by Wayne Shorter. Love how it just dives right in.
Just right out of the gate.
Black Sabbath to Wayne Shorter.
And somehow it works, Chris.
It does.
I mean, what a toe tapper.
Now, I'm telling you right now, guys, this entire record is ridiculous.
And I will say, I'm so glad jazz is so heavy, and it's a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Like, there are some staple things that.
Yeah, Vince Guaraldi, great.
So excellent.
It's recorded December 24th, 1964.
I don't know, I just hear it, and I just love all the moving pieces.
By the way, just so you know, Elvin Jones, drummer, born in Pontiac, Michigan.
Look at all these connections to the Midwest today. You know, I will say, when you're listening to jazz and you see the names of these songs,
Yeah.
like, I don't know how the conception starts for jazz music. I almost can see people just sitting down and starting to play. And
Right.
the rhythm that comes out and it becomes magic. I almost feel like the title is so secondary to the music being born, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, a lot of times too, like, especially, you know, when you watch a lot of these just jazz documentaries and things like that, like, you know, especially like John Coltrane and things, like, they start off with like a theme or a feeling, you know, and it sort of carries them through.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly the story behind Witch Hunt, and I'm sure there's probably stuff out there. I'm sure if anybody's watching this, we may get that in the comments. I don't know. Perhaps from jazz aficionados, but I mean, the whole record as itself, like To Speak No Evil and things like that. Like I feel like that there was probably something behind it at some point, you know, and witch hunt could mean a lot of different things, you know. I mean, that term gets used a lot for, you know, various reasons, especially if, you know, if you follow the media. I mean, you hear it a lot. But so witch hunt could mean several different things to many people. And so depending on how or where Wayne Shorter's mindset was at the time could determine it. And I'm sure it's somewhere in the annals of jazz history there, but I love it.
And we have been found by hard rock, heavy metal people online, and they come at us, mostly me. But I really want the jazz enthusiasts to find us.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll see.
But, like, I will fully admit, like, I'm a baby jazz enthusiast, right? Like, I mean, I'm learning. I'm diving into it.
Yeah, I would never consider myself a jazz aficionado, but there's definitely, I have my favorite records. I have my favorite jazz records, and, like, they're extraordinary, and I love them.
I feel like they would be very helpful. Like, oh, listen to this record, listen to that, like, grow this way, instead of like the metal people just being like, you're dumb, that witch.
Well, it seems the hard rock guitar based community does not like you. So
they don't.
They don't like you. But hey, you know what? It's okay.
It's all right.
You like what you like, and it's fine.
Right.
And those people will only be listening to the same 20 records for the rest of their life. What can I tell you?
That's right.
Dave is saying only a 2.4 for me, for Wayne.
That's okay.
I can appreciate the talent, but it's not my bag. And
Understood.
Tony coming in with 2.5. I like Dave, not a jazz person. Understand. I mean, jazz is not for everybody.
Agreed.
Especially when you get into some of these classic records. Sometimes it just doesn't resonate with people. I am the opposite. I really enjoy jazz, and this record is to me it is a staple. It should be in everybody's. If you're a jazz person, this should be in everybody's collection. It is in mine. Speak No Evil, Wayne Shorter. For me, is a 5 record.
Oh my!
I know people, but I like, this is a record I'm a fan of. I like this. I listen to, this is on playlists for me. I love Witch Hunt. I listen to this, guys. Like, this is part of this is in a repertoire. It's in jazz playlists for me. It comes up. I could listen to this record. I could just keep flipping it over and over. Like, side A, side B, like, I could just keep like putting it on and on again. So I really enjoy this. And every time I listen to it, I hear a little something different. You really do. And that's for me, that's the cool thing about jazz. You hear like the nuances sometimes, and when everybody takes their solos and things like I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, and I think it's the season that you're going through in life too, what you pick up on more than other parts when you've listened to it at a different time. And I'm in a very healthy mental like season right now. I don't want to alert everybody that my jazz era is something's wrong. It's not. Like, I'm just in this savoring, like, life is okay and life is good at the moment. And I feel like jazz music accompanies that so beautifully.
Now, I do want to just draw a look, because we did talk about Miles Davis, Wayne Shorter, and so Miles Davis, one of my favorite Miles Davis records is Sorcerer, which Wayne Shorter plays on. He doesn't play on the entire record, but he does play on the record.
Nice.
It's a third of 6 albums with this 1960s quintet, which Wayne Shorter was part of, and it includes a track from 1962 session with Bob Duro, vocalist, and which was the first time Wayne Shorter recorded with Davis. He doesn't play on the second track of this record, but he plays on most of the record. So just, little, if we're talking about witches, Sorcerer, Miles Davis, Sorcerer, Wayne Shorter's on that record, and then Speak No Evil and Witch Hunt. So I'm just trying to draw the lines here.
Very good.
Good
lines. Good lines you drove there.
just trying to draw the lines.
For those who are only listening, Chris has my murder board pulled up where there's many strings and many images with me going, oh my goodness. And yeah, there we go. I mean, but it all makes sense in my brain.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense in your brain.
So Chris,
all right.
I think if my math is mathed correctly, that 5 record rating bumped me up just slightly this episode, which I thought for sure there was no way that I was going to end up the winner of this episode. But I think I have.
You have. You have won Song Swap Showdown this week.
I'm that witch this week.
Yes. So I finished out with a 12.1.
Yes.
And because I bumped you with your 5, I know I gave you, and I didn't pander, guys.
No, you can hear that he truly enjoyed. That's
I don't want to be called out, but that gives you a 12.7.
We math correctly, or at least identically. Whether it's correct is relevant.
Yeah. So you are the official winner of Song Swap Showdown this week. And for that, you have won a Song Swap Showdown pumpkin t-shirt and mug.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Get yours.
And some cardiac attack coffee.
Yes.
Delish. Okay. And speaking of cardiac attack coffee, and what we're about to get into right now, Amanda, what time is it?
It is time to spin the Wheel of Show Themes Halloween edition. Here we
That's
are.
right. Time to spin the wheel of show themes. And let me get this up because our official Wheel of Show Themes sponsor for the entire month of October, actually the whole show sponsor for the entire month of October, is Cardiac Attack Coffee. Get your order today. Order it now. Use code Song Swap Showdown at checkout to receive your 15% off and get your heart pumping. That's right. Get your heart pumping. And we're going to get into it now. We're going to get your heart pumping because it is now time to do the Wheel of Themes. Oh, and I got to delete. There we go. Witchy is off there.
Okay.
And I'm going to shuffle it. We've got our Wheel of Halloween show themes up right now. Amanda, what are you hoping you get? What do you hope is next week's theme?
You know,
we have Full Moon Fever, Ghostly Ballads, Haunted House, Monster Mashups, Cemetery Serenade, Ghastly Grooves, Pumpkin Jams, Vampire Vibes.
I'm hoping for Haunted House because it's such a challenge.
All right. Yeah. Haunted House would be a good one.
Last week I said Witchy Vibes and it landed on it. So let's see if Haunted House appears.
Yeah. That witch has put us under her spell.
I know. The numbers don't even make sense, but somehow I won.
You won. All right. Here we go. Spinning the wheel of show themes and find out what next week's show theme will be.
What do you want, Chris?
I'd like ghosts.
Oh.
All right.
The scream kills me every week.
All right, here we go. Okay. Next week, Pumpkin Jams, fun upbeat songs that capture the essence of pumpkin carving, trick-or-treating, or in Halloween parties. So we are going with basically Halloween party music. Or
traditional,
Yeah. But once again, we're not gonna do Monster Mash.
Right.
Like, you can hear Monster Mash anytime. I mean, maybe we'll do a version, but like it has to be something little like unique. You know what I'm saying?
Not the popular versions that are on any thriller or stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's got to be like no Ghostbusters, no thriller. Like, guys, that
was so season 1.
So season 1, this is all about challenging ourselves and challenging you guys, because we want to find some stuff that maybe you haven't heard before. And this is the whole point of the show, is that we try to pick songs that we may or may not have heard before. We try to make sure that we haven't heard. We'd like for them to not be songs we've heard before, so that way we can discover new music and you could have the fun with us as we do that. So
we're helping you grow your playlist.
That's right. Helping you grow your playlist. I love the way you say that. That's perfect. So pumpkin jams for next week. Fun, upbeat songs that capture the essence of pumpkin carving, trick-or-treating, and Halloween parties. So overall, like Halloween vibe. Yeah. Right? Halloween vibe.
I'm game for that. I think it's going to be fun.
Drew's comp CDs. Yeah. Yeah, for real. So, all right. So, guys, that is next week's theme. Really excited. Hope you enjoyed today's theme of witchy songs. Dave saying, gotta start off next week with the Shags. It's Halloween. You know what, Dave? That's a good call. Now I'm in and I'm gonna fight over that one.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah. It's No, that's a good one. That's a good pick. I'm writing that down right now.
Maybe we'll throw some honorable mentions in next Monday's show.
Maybe. All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. Once again, as we are doing our October Halloween themed shows, head over once again to cardiacattackcoffee.com. Get your heart pumping. Use code Song Swap Showdown right now at checkout to get 15% off your order of coffee, the official coffee of Song Swap Showdown for the month of October. Amanda, any final words before we wrap it up?
This was a great show. We hope that you expanded your knowledge, your playlist, and we appreciate you tuning in and spending this precious time that every person has with us. And Tony,
absolutely.
I'm so glad you were off today.
I know, me too. What a pleasant surprise.
I know. This was not like a holiday. I was expecting him to be able to pop in, so it's always a treat.
Yeah, and I know, and Dave's saying, the Shags are rarely recognized as the worst band of all time. Yes, they are recognized as the worst band of all time. So may have to just put that on Patreon. Maybe a Patreon thing. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, thank you once again so much for hanging out with us today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, the follow button if you're wherever you're listening to us on podcast. Thank you, Amanda Sharp.
Thank you, Chris Baglio,
for another great show. At least we do. At least we think it's a great show.
That's right.
All right. Bye, everyone.